Hello everybody, they call me Muse and I welcome you back to Hitman Freelancer and the Item Roulette Challenge, where we spin wheels and the wheels say, take this shotgun to your next level, and we say, okay, we'll take that shotgun to the next level. I've pre-rolled the wheels this time to save a bit of time, and this shotgun is indeed what we're bringing to the next level, the ICA Tactical Shotgun. We're also bringing a shuriken, an explosive rubber duck, an explosive phone, a concussive rubber duck, a Concept 5, another concussive rubber duck, and another explosive, this time with the micro remote variety. So we've got a lot of ways to make noise, and no ways to do anything particularly quietly. We don't have any legendaries on us, we don't have any assault rifles, so we are probably looking at collateral accident for our prestige. But where are we going? It's a mostly fresh batch of levels. We do have a third Sapienza, I'm afraid, but Sapienza has about 10 different variants thanks to freelance variation, so it might not be that stale. We've also got New York, Paris, which we saw very briefly, Scale, Haven, and Hawke's Bay, or Hantu. So we're kind of looking stuck for a perfect run to begin with, so on that basis maybe we look for an almost perfect run. Maybe we do Sapienza. We might be able to find, well, we will be able to find some rat poison around the place. I'm sure it's just a case of will any of our targets be willing to consume it or not. Perfect shooter? Either way, I think this is the least problematic, so Sapienza is once again on the table. And we've already got the gear we need, so let's roll. Okay, we're up in the church tower. Which means we've got easy access to one of the camera boxes. Although thanks to our new mods, that won't clear the cameras across the entire level. Only one disguise. So we've got a regular bodyguard in there. We've got 4 targets who are all downstairs somewhere. It looks like it's a non-mansion version of the map. Sanguine Shop holds a target, and then we've got a few hanging out around the church, or down in the cellars perhaps. No, not quite in the sewers, just hanging around outside the church. So they're all kind of out in the open, it seems. Could be awkward. Either way, we will begin with some cameras. Put this guy in a box because why not? Nobody ever comes up into this room, but I always put that guy in a box anyway. It's the least I can do. And we've got his outfit should we so desire. But it's an alert map, so maybe we don't want a bodyguard outfit. Oh, what are you doing here? Wasn't expecting to find another bodyguard halfway down the stairs. Landslide? Is there a bodyguard down there normally to stop us from getting into the lawyer's office and such? Maybe. Yeah. Are there any more further down? Yeah, there is. But nobody's going to come in and out generally before we can deal with this guy. Oh, there's no box. I thought there was a box there. Oh well, I guess we'll just leave that guy on the floor for now. There is an individual in here. And he is a food worker type. So his outfit might be useful because it might allow us to just pop emetic poisons into people's food and drink without too much issue. I feel like at some point bodyguards are going to come through here. They're going to find the lawyer hiding in a toilet or whatever, and they're going to come on through. So let's freezer this guy. We'll pop him in a different freezer to the guy we just knocked down. Because it'd be rude to make that guy wake up next to a corpse. Well, it might get airtight in that freezer, so I'm not sure if that guy's ever actually waking up, but that's beside the point. I think given as everyone's pretty much out in the public spots, we may as well go ahead and become kitchen assistant. This allows us to get close to our targets. Right. We haven't got a proper lockpick, we just got a crowbar. That's a pain in the butt. Also, I might want to shoot that lady who sings on stage, just because I'm pretty sure she can cause copyright issues if we're hanging around in this area for a long time. We do have the slight issue though that we've only got one rusty crowbar at our person, and so getting into locked doors could be tricky. Such as, for example, the door into our own flat. What if we throw our briefcase right at the door? Are you going to go and investigate that sound? Will that involve you opening the door for us? No. Curses. I mean, I guess we've got explosives on us, haven't we?
What's cooking?
So that would be one way we can get into doors that we shouldn't generally be getting into. If we cause a few explosions as well, we might panic that woman off the stage. Let's see if we can spook her into being quiet.
Go, go!
Nope, she doesn't care. All these bodyguards do. Yep. They've all got their guns out. But either way, we have broken into where we need to be to access one of our targets.
Strangle you with it, telling me I don't care about you.
Now, this guy we've knocked out for probably no reason, because he doesn't drop the church key this time, does he? Oh, we've got more rat poison though. That could be nice. Oh, he does drop the church key. I'm pretty sure last time I knocked him out I couldn't find the damn thing on him. But maybe that's just because I wasn't looking hard enough. Now, this is most definitely trespassing. There's probably a guard up here. Yeah, there is. So, go back to Old Faithful. Kinda saw us, but that's fine. We picked up a key from him as well. Even better. Might be the key that we need to get into this guy's flat. But we'll also box this guy. Now, does our man ever drink anything? Or does he just go back and forth between that spot and the balcony? I feel like it's too much to expect him to go anywhere else. So I guess we'll just give him the old nudge. Oh, we can't. Okay. Very well. That'll do. Grab a screwdriver. Just 'cause. Now, can we shoot the stage from here? Maybe.
Command, requesting medevac ASAP.
Oh, people have noticed though.
We got a casualty.
People have noticed that we have in fact got a casualty, so they're going to come up and get sus because I'm trespassing. So let's join our dead friend in the box. Are you the only one who's coming up? Maybe. Completely unnecessary. Oh, hello. I guess they weren't noticing me running past them. They were all on a mission already. Yep, you too. Well, this is clearing out some of the guards in the area at least. You're not a guard. What are you doing up here?
Someone please help me!
Son of a bitch! Katie! Katie!
Right. Here comes an actual guard though. I mean, this guy is also one of the targets. How are we doing collateral accident? Do I know where to find propane and or a fire extinguisher on this level? Because those might be my only options.
Stay here just in case. Leave it to me.
I don't think so is the answer. Either way, let's follow this guy up the stairs with a meat cleaver in our hand.
Guys here.
Here's a guy. So that's 2 down. I suppose I should make an effort to find a propane. That target roams behind there, which is a nice quiet spot to kill her. I suppose it's too much to expect her to drink that water bottle. Now, who's found that body? Is it someone else? Another civilian or... Yeah, you're a civilian. You're also a civilian.
Command, we got a man down and
Why are all these civilians walking up these stairs all of a sudden? I'm curious to see if she drinks that. And I want to stay in instinct whilst I wait, because it quietens down the song a bit and I still haven't killed our friend on stage. Now, what can we do down in these sewers? We can come across a door that we can't unlock because we don't have the sewer key. Is there going to be propane down there? Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Is there still propane in the church court though? Maybe. Quick stroll through the church and out back. There might be cameras. Yeah. Cameras are fine. There are in fact propanes for days. Now, she did have a smoke, but it probably wasn't in a spot where she will cause an accident. Or at least it won't cause an accident that will take someone else out with her. I think the best bet is throw it when she's stood out in front. Because yeah, when she smokes around there, any explosions aren't going through walls in such a fashion that they will take her out. Now, you're looking sus because you were moving bodies around, I guess. Have all the civilians left this apartment block? Looks like it. So that's another guard taken out for no real I mean, it helps, kind of, because it'll thin out the people around here who might see us shoot this propane.
rest assured I don't hold any grudge against you.
We'll just leave that there. Now, is there anywhere over here where we can see it? Not really. Where else might we be able to go? There's pretty much nowhere over here where we can shoot it without getting into trouble. We could place a rubber duck slightly further away, so the rubber duck explodes the propane, which explodes her. But that's kind of risky if we want to ensure that we get an accident kill.
Roger, command. Nothing tangible yet, sir. Still looking.
Now we've got
Out.
another man up here who's still looking. Down he goes, and that's somehow magnetically attracted another man. Yeah, another bodyguard is somehow attracted to the scene, and he's headed off. This is all kind of making it more likely that I can get away with shooting the propane tank in plain view of everyone. So that's good. Now here comes another one who's magically aware that stuff's going down. This might have been the problem guy who was stood right there. No, it's not. Okay. This area is riddled with bodyguards. Not having a silenced pistol is a bit of a pain in the butt right now. But potentially we could do things from up here. It's just then, are these people going to realise that I'm the one who shot the bullets? And the answer is almost certainly yes. Oh, there's another bodyguard
Got a casualty.
on the scene. Who are you? You're just a suspicious person. Very well. Where's my cleaver? Yep, don't mind me, friends. Yeah, maybe we go for it. We put the rubber duck here. And then when it complodes, maybe it's close enough to blow up the building. Yes. And therefore we get an accident kill, even though we used a rubber duck. It caused all sorts of panic, but that's perfectly fine. Don't panic, anybody. It wasn't on our list of priorities today. The concert is still going on as though people haven't been exploding and dying horribly nearby. It's most vexing. Now, was it in here I left my briefcase? I thought it was. And yet here we are, lacking a briefcase with a shotgun. Has it been moved to the morgue? I didn't leave it in the morgue, did I? There are bodyguards in the morgue, so I'm probably not getting it back anytime soon. Right, yeah, everyone's finished panicking. They've moved Abiyati somewhere safe, perhaps. Nope. Yeah, there's definitely a weapons case in there. I'm surprised the kitchen assistant is allowed to just roam around in the garden like this. But making life potentially easier as we try to retrieve our briefcase. Lovely. Let's just double check it's ours. Yep, it's got a shotgun in it. Now, how hard is it going to be to get to Sangren with this outfit on? Because we're not really allowed, I don't think, behind the scenes. We are running out of guards though. Now, we've been spotted. And combat. That's fine.
You wrong, right? We need help.
Okay, maybe it's not fine. Maybe we're about to get into a firefight. Okay, we're out of combat again. Good. So if I'd gone the other way, all would have been well. It was just that little bit which I wasn't allowed to sneak through. But that's the world in which we live. I snuck through it. And now lots of people want to kill me and we're probably heavily compromised. Are we allowed in here? Yeah, we're not in trouble for being in the shop. That's good.
I swear if I hear one more German tourist speaking half-assed Italian to me, I will kill myself.
Now, who do we have? Looks like Parisian palace staff. Probably not going to eat or drink anything. And he's waiting a table. So we're trespassing in this shop, but we're not trespassing in the corridor.
Spotless like the mother of Jesus.
Or in the kitchen. But yeah, that other bugger's having a drink.
Okay, all right.
But he's not our man.
Ah, good job, Chef.
Yeah, good job. That's what we're doing.
You need to see a specialist, dude. A shrink, perhaps.
Yeah, but are you going to do anything exciting? No. No tasting of anything, and now he's going to just come and stand down here somewhere. Or back in there. Okay. It's quite the selfie pose. Now, you're just going to stand still. That's not terribly exciting. I don't think we're poisoning anyone today.
You will not kill me. I am talking to your consciousness now. Do not pull the...
So we failed on one of our challenges there. In that we failed to emetic anyone. Now we've got to get away past all those guards that we ticked off earlier. So how best to do that? We haven't got the boat key. I think we've got no choice but to go back up through the level, which means past a bunch of people who don't like us very much. Yeah, all the guards appear to be orange. All the ones that are still standing, that is. But maybe the ones up by this gate are not included in the orange brethren. And they're just going to let us slip away. Hello, friends.
Hey, what's for dinner, Cookie?
We're leaving. What's for dinner is victory. So it's another 3 out of 4. A duck was employed. The guns were employed. It was pretty good going, all told. None of those look particularly thrilling as prestige options. But it kind of depends, doesn't it? Depends on what we get when we spin the wheel. Spill oil. You know what that means. It means we have got the oil canister. We've also got an ice pick, a concussive grenade, lethal pills, proximity microexplosive, the custom 5mm, a modern sedative syringe, attack 4 AR auto, and a flash grenade. It's quite the mixed bag. We've got a silenced gun this time, but it's only got 5 shots and it can't be reloaded. So let's think. Collateral firearms doesn't really fit anything that we've got. We could do Silent Assassin no firearms and just not use either of our guns and just employ the other various objects we've brought along. Seems sketchy though, because yeah, let's say we use the oil canister for something. How are we going to light it on fire with this lot? We could potentially do it with a micro explosive placed at the right distance so the explosion sets the oil on fire but doesn't harm the targets. Where did we have sedative? I'm sure we had sedative poison somewhere on the list. It was Paris. And we got an ice pick. Take no damage. So do we do timed silent takedown, which is generally horrible? Or do we do silent assassin no firearms, which is going to be tricky given the gear that we've got? We've got lethal pills. That will take someone down. The micro explosive could potentially blow up cars or lamps or other things to cause accidents. The oil canister is an issue, unless one of our targets simply smokes, in which case the oil canister can be poured. But then if anyone sees us doing that, that's suspicious, and there goes Silent Assassin. I just really think it's a better bet than timed silent takedown, which just feels awful. And probably causes us to lose, take no damage in the process. Let's do it. Let's go Silent Assassin, no firearms. It does mean we're not using the guns that we're bringing, but one of them's a bit rubbish anyway, and the other's only got 5 shots. So I'm kind of okay with that. Okay, so we are up in the attic. This is actually attempt number 2. The game crashed 5 minutes into my previous attempt at this level. It's given me a reprieve though, and it looks as though that might have done me a favour, because last time we had a target up here in the attic and I had like a good pile of dead security guards within a minute of starting the level. So safe to say we weren't getting Silent Assassin that time. This time it's more of an option. Now, where's our first opponent? Sergei Larin, is that the Forger? Maybe. Either way, we've got 3 targets on this floor. There's our Forger friend. How are we going to deal with him? Can we throw him out that window? Is that an option? Maybe. Is there anywhere we can put you? Maybe not. Maybe we'll chuck you over here for now. I mean, yeah, perhaps we're working under the assumption that we're not making this guy look like an accident. Because we need to find somewhere to hide his friend anyway. Yeah, there's a cupboard in this room. So that's 2 of our objectives complete. Assuming no one comes in here for the next minute or so. We got time to hide these cadavers. I suppose that guy's not a cadaver, we only knocked him out. I've already forgotten that Silent Assassin is a thing, and therefore knocking out bodyguards is the order of the day. But there we go, Forgers can be fully murked. Do we want to change outfit? Maybe, because one of our targets is Jonathan Smythe. Is he another elusive target? Is that the sensation? It might be. Maybe that guy wasn't a bodyguard as such. Because I can't seem to change into his pants. So we've got Bruce. Where's Bruce going? Valerie's now gone downstairs. I would like to take out the cameras downstairs, but it could be tricky given the lack of shooting. So there's a security man.
Looking hella tight today, keeping it real, what?
He's one of our men. And there's Valerie following the chef around, so she's also one of our targets. Silent Assassin is looking distinctly off the table.
Hey, hold it.
Oh, piss. Now it's 100% off the table. God damn it. I suppose now that it's gone, that means we can use some of our firearms should we so desire. And we can try and keep it stealthy and silent. Oh. Victor's bodyguard. There's another man that we don't want to cross. So we've got 2 people there. And we've got this tech guy. So yeah, subtlety does seem to be a bit damn tricky with these guys all just here. No one's having a smoker though. So there is a world in which we persuade him to wander off somewhere, spill oil, and then he comes back and blows them both up. But he might have to finish his cigarette in order for that to happen, and it looks like he's taking his time with it. Is it only when they drop it and stub it out that oil gets lit on fire, or is it just when they smoke near it? Either way, he'd have to stop smoking near it for us to spill the oil. Here she comes again.
Well, hey, mister. How's it going?
You're at the back of the queue, eh, miss? What if we did that? Did you hear that? Someone heard it. I guess one of the scurrying men heard it. Ah, good, it's our other target. So maybe killing him silently wouldn't actually be that much of an issue. Because we just use our oil can that way. Bring him around the corner. Whip out the old Custom 5. And he goes in the cupboard. Not for that guy out there. Things could have been much easier. Perhaps. I mean, potentially we do the same again. With the bodyguard, and we get his outfit. She doesn't eat anything over there, does she? She's at the back of the queue. kinda, which is why I thought I could pick her off. I mean, you could make someone be at the back of the queue anyway by giving them a bump or two. Now, if they're all going down to the kitchen, then yeah, maybe she wouldn't be that hard to take out as well, silently. Because down we all go. Yep, we keep going down. Do you want to move, sir? Yeah, you do. Dang it, so we could have done these 3 Silent Assassin after all. I still don't know how we're dealing with Smythe. Yeah, you lot all bugger off. Make sure to shut the door behind you. And you get in the cupboard. Good. So that is in fact how you take her out. All Silent Assassin like. And that does just leave Smythe. We've run out of cupboard space, so we can't do anything about this bodyguard right now, unfortunately, so we're going to have to find somewhere else to get a bodyguard outfit to get out to the party. Oh yeah, the gates are locked. But they're not all locked, I don't think. So gates aren't really a problem if we get the right outfit. Now, where would one get the right outfit from? Maybe the guy at the end here? Old speedboat watcher? Pretty sure we picked up the speedboat keys when we killed the forger. Yeah, we're trespassing. That's fine. Once again, our oil canister comes into play. We don't have any rat poison on us, but even if Smythe drinks, we're probably not going to be able to poison his drink without getting spotted. That gate's also locked, so it might just be one down here that's unlocked and available to us. Thankfully this guy's not an enforcer. So yeah, it is him. He does drink somewhere.
Take good care of the VIPs.
Like so. Whoop.
What?
Whoop. He ran straight into a second enforcer. Yeah, there's enforcers all over the shop for this outfit. But he drinks. He stands about. Does he smoke? He does smoke. So if we picked our moment, we could spill oil there and potentially we could have Silent Assassin this whole thing. But how would one spill the oil without getting spotted by anyone? Because you're a real person, so you'll notice. Maybe if I threw something across the way, then I would have a moment to spill the oil, but I don't know if I've got anything. I mean, I've got lethal pills. So that's the other alternative, is we could have got a palace staff outfit and poisoned his drink. Also now she is stood here, so she's going to set the oil off if we drop it. Yeah, we've been spotted. But we'd already broken Silent Assassin. I feel like if I'd still had perfect at this point, I would have got palace staff outfit. And then I would have poisoned his drink with the lethal pills that we were allowed to bring. But given as we've already broken Silent Assassin, I haven't got all night. I thought I'll just spill the oil and we will see how it goes. Looks like he's having a smoko. We might have enough time to get back in and see the aftermath. Oh, no, wait a minute. It looked like she was also having a smoke at the same time, and she got it first.
Hang in there.
That's unfortunate. Someone should help. I'll be over here. Poisoning this vodka glass with the old backup plan.
What?
Oh, thank God I
Who are
found you.
you
I need some
again?
help.
Yep, excuse me everyone.
I don't know this guy.
So the theory is sound. If not for my fumble-fingered incompetence, we could have actually silent assassined this mission. As it is, we'll settle for just killing all of our targets and then going home. Suspicion is once again worn off. My boy is going to go back and have another sip. Feeling thirsty, Smythe?
Can you please move away?
Sorry,
I
madam.
smell of it.
I was gloating. It turns out he's not even drinking yet. He's just playing around with his phone. Come on, Smythe, I haven't got all night. Kids these days and their phones. Now what's he doing? He's getting his phone out again. Honestly. Attention span of a gnat, these youth.
Hi there, bodyguard.
Now he's having another bloody smoko. I'm tempted at this point to whip out the old assault rifle that we've bought and just gun everyone in the immediate vicinity down. But there is still a risk that I would get shot. So I'm not going to do that. Now he's back there. He is fairly close to that lamp. So that's a third backup plan if he just suddenly decides he's not thirsty ever again. But here he goes. Maybe this time. No, he's back on his phone. I'm losing my patience with this boy. Where's he suddenly decided that he's not drinking? It's most vexing. Have I thrown him off his rhythm by setting someone on fire in front of him? We might be on to plan C then. At this point. Plan C is the lamp, I think. Plan D is the assault rifle. Which way are you chaps going? Straight on. Okay. Yeah, when he stands there, I think we're in a good spot. Yeah, a few people heard that. Believe it or not. A few people were kind of compromising us, but I think they all got caught up in the explosion.
Man, looks like the garden is all clear.
So that's fine. Still can't get out of these gates.
Search the area nice and tidy, gentlemen. Mind your blind spot.
I was kind of hoping they were gates that opened automatically from the one side.
Man, I got nothing to report from my current location. Over.
But no, we'll just go out through the open gate like a pleb. So it's 3 out of 4. Again. Now we face another level. At this point I would normally say it's going to be an alerted map. I like to get 2 of them done in this video. But it's up to the wheels, isn't it? Well, we've got a sniper rifle. One of the levels called for a sniper rifle. It probably wanted a better one than the Drazina 34, but that's what we've got. We've also got a prox taser, concealable baton, a pale duck, and a sawed-off shotgun. So I think we're going to have to go to wherever the sniper kill was. Was it? Yes, it was Haven. Which means I guess we're leaving New York for the showdown regardless of what we're doing. But that's got high target bodies, so I'm kind of okay with that. Eliminate guards with a sniper. Take no damage. 1 disguise. Combined with hide and seek, we could actually get a perfect run here. It's very dark. We have 3 targets, all of whom are fairly close. So time trial's not going to be too much of an issue. First 2 are up here in the gym. Let's see. So we've got one there. One of them is a guard. That's cool, we like guards. Because potentially we do this. And then he comes over to have a look. You have a look around, my friend. And whilst you're having a look around, we might just sneak up on you with, say, a concealable baton. And slip into your pants. I feel like person over there is not going to notice us. Yep, they don't appear to care. So over the railing you go. Good. We've got an excellent disguise. Ah, and that guy's the one who comes and goes from this room. So that's convenient.
You shouldn't.
Yep, I should not be in there. But you should not be paying any attention to what I'm up to, because that's how you get into trouble. Now, what should we do? Should we blast him and then put him in the box, or should we blast him and then put ourselves in the box? I feel like that might be the best bet, because it also covers hide and seek.
Got a shooter! Move out! Copy that.
Yep, crime was definitely noticed, but the man who noticed it is no longer a problem.
Come in. Anybody there? Come in. We got someone here. Possibly murdered.
Possibly murdered. It's possibly suicide. He might have shot himself in the back of the head with a sword off. Okay, it looks like they're all searching the next room, so actually we could just go about our business at this point. Whatever that business may be. Seems to involve that woman over there. So she's enjoying a tasty beverage.
One double hurricane, no line.
Could potentially get some rat poison. Or we could just give her a duck. Would you like a duck, miss?
Hey.
She might like a duck. And there we go. There's our targets taken care of. Now we just need to blast some guards. Where's a good spot for blasting guards when all you have is an unwieldy, unsilenced sniper rifle? I mean, we're allowed in the area over here. We don't have a key, but do we need one?
Hello, sir.
Hello, friends. No, we don't need a key. That's good. Then we'd be allowed in here. Upstairs, though.
Are you sleeping? Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yep, he's definitely sleeping. Is he still sleeping? Yes, he is. Now, we could climb up there and then start sniping people. But then we are going to attract interest from guards. So maybe I came up here and shoved that guy to his death for no real reason.
Sometimes I just don't get the high security here. I mean, in all the time I've been here, there hasn't been one incident. Nada.
Where'd you come from?
I don't know. I used to be a soldier of fortune. I'm used to getting into the action.
I'm wondering if this is actually a good spot to just
This job seems too trivial.
What was that?
do a bit of this.
What the hell is this? Take him down!
No, because it takes forever. There we go. We got our men down. And then we failed. God damn it. Turns out all that umming and ahhing about whether or not I was doing the right thing was perfectly valid, because I was in fact doing the wrong thing. And now with that screw up, we are most definitely facing an alerted showdown. We've also lost a few bits of gear, which means we can't prestige immediately, but I'm sure we'll get that back before the end of the challenge, won't we? Maybe. Or maybe I'll die on one of these alerted maps and I'll have to start the whole bloody thing again. There's only one way to find out though, and that's to tune in next week. So until then, thanks for watching, friends.